In today's video, I am going to be showing you essentially the basic motion around a triangle offense, and then of course some special quick hitters that you could run that are very super quick and easy to run too, that you can run with your team. Let's get down, let's check this out. Make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book down in the description below. That stops a ton of different offenses. Okay, so first what we are going to do is essentially the entry pass. We're going to have that pass from player 1 to player 4, and player 1 is going to then go down into that low corner. At this time, we can then run either the set quick hitters or we can motion towards the opposite side. And what I mean by that is we can swing the triangle over to this side, and that would be useful if we were to actually run against a zone. If we were not running against a zone, these are some quick hitters that you could run. First off, we can have player 5 come up and set a screen for player 4. Player 4 can attack off of that, and then, especially if there's a switch, we would have player 5 who then rolls to the basket. At the same time, we can set up a screen for player 3 to go down towards that corner, in which case player 4 could have an option for player 3, especially if he cut towards the basket if there was no defenders, or he could hit up player 5 for that layup. But if you were looking to swing that offense or that ball back around, we can have a quick screen down for player 2. Player 2 can then pop, and we would then have player 2 receiving that ball. We would have player 3 then go down into the low post, and this is how I personally run it, and we would have player 5 and 3 set screens for player 1 to then cut through baseline and popping out for that pass. Now when he is popping out, make sure to really look for that 3-point shot. It is very, very useful. However, if that is not open, when that pass goes through, player 2 is going to then go down into that corner, and player 4 and 5 are going to be then popping out, in which case we now have our triangle set up once again, this time with mostly all guards. And the usefulness of this is because now we can set a pin down screen here where player 5 could be popping, and at the same time we could be having a screen set for player 2 who is then cutting towards the basket, in which case player 1 could have two different options to pass to, one being player 2 and one being player 5. Now if we're going up against a 2-3 zone, most likely what you are going to see is the defense shift somewhat like this. When we make that pass over to player 4, again, cut down towards this corner, this could be an open 3-point shot. It generally is at times, and if that is open, definitely take that shot. If that pass goes through, however, again, we're going to be looking to have player 5 get that ball into that low post. This is actually quite useful because now we can have a weak side cut across the high post, in which case this could be a low to high post pass for a simple jump shot. This can also open up opportunities where player 3 could set a screen for player 2. Player 2 could use that screen, player 5 could attack the middle of the key, which could collapse player 3, in which case we could have a kick out pass to player 2. If, however, the ball is in that wing and we're going up against a zone, what we can also do is have player 5 show to the high post, and that could draw up player 5 red. That pass could go into that high post, and depending on what player 4 is doing, if he is making a mistake and paying attention to the ball, player 1 could cut back door. We could also have players 2 and 3 cut back door as well, depending on what their defenders are doing too. You always want to attack these gaps that you will see, especially if defenders are making mistakes on looking at the ball and not necessarily looking at their ball and the man. And if that's the case, if they're looking at the ball, literally any of these players could cut quick high to low post pass and they're going to be open. You can also set a triangle offense up without having player 1 cut down to the corner. We could actually instigate the triangle by making that pass over to player 4, player 3 setting that screen for player 1, and player 2 making the cut towards that corner. In which case, we would then be looking to have player 1, hopefully, if player 1's defender goes over top of that screen, cut back door essentially, and this could be a lob to player 1, or we could get that pass into player 5, which would then preoccupy player 5's man to guard him, in which case this back screen would allow player 1 to be wide open for a simple layup. This is actually a very effective play that you could run out of a triangle offense. I hope that these basic plays that I wrote out today for you helps your team win more games. If it does, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Zone defense book down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again next time.